And now for another installment of chord switches. The last time we talked about the G using the double using the double shape on the 3rd fret. Now this works very well to get to the 4 chord. G, A, B, C is 4 spaces away. I want to be able to get to the 5 chord as well. G, A, B, C, D is 5 places away. Now, there are several ways to do that. The first way, I am going to use the double G again.
You mean
The double on the top 2 strings. So it's actually a combination of the 2-string one and the one where we separate our fingers. Here it is. Now, what I want you to do is pick up every finger except the 3rd. Once they are all up, I leave the 3rd down. I'm going to call that an anchor. I'm going to take my 1st finger and put it on the 2nd fret of the G string. And my 2nd finger, middle finger, will end up on the 2nd fret of the high E. And now I get a 5 chord D. Pick up the first 2 fingers, leave the 3rd finger down, and return to the G shape with the low E and A string, and add the pinky. Pick everything up at that 3rd finger and switch it out. Now it doesn't matter how long that takes. The idea is to leave down any strings that you can, because if you do that, you're going to have a sound that will blend into the next chord and make the switch sound so much sweeter. So here is our G. I pick everything up at the 3rd finger, ring finger, and I switch to D. Take note that the D string open is on the 4th string, and that'll give me my best results. Pick everything up but that 3rd finger and switch it back. Pick everything up but that 3rd finger and back to D. You take your time getting back and forth with that idea. Now, if you're finding it a little difficult, there is a way to work towards that. And what I'm going to do is leave the 3rd finger down and play the G shape on the E and the A string, 3rd fret for the E, 2nd fret for the A, and I'm going to play this sound. Notice I used a rest stroke. I went to the high E and I stopped. That's going to take a little bit of time and effort, but it's not that hard. I want to avoid the high note because that's not in the chord. If I played them all, I would get a G6. Sometimes you're going to use that sound, but for right now we want a plain G. So now I don't have to worry about the pinky anymore, so I only have to worry about the first 2 to get to my D string. Pick everything else up and back you go. Pick everything up at the 3rd finger and back you go. If you work this out carefully, it shouldn't take you very long to be able to go to your G again and add the high pinky. Now there is another way that I can get those chords. This is still going to use the 3rd finger D. And what I'm going to do is put my middle finger on the G itself. And I'm going to be a little sloppy about it. Hear that? It's a muted A string. Now, if I play that, I get a G power chord because there's no B. There's no 3rd. Now to get to my D, all I'm going to do is put my first finger down, and I'm going to not play the lowest E or the highest E, and I get this. Now it's a simple case of switching out my middle finger for the G and my first finger for the D. And my middle finger and my first finger. After a while, your ears are going to hear the sound of that, and you know what? You're going to avoid the high E anyway, even if you start strumming. Let's stop right there. This particular sound, D, see if you can do it without hitting the highest sound. I can also sometimes use my third finger to stop that sound as well. What I'm suggesting is that you kind of build your muscle memory to get it so that when you switch from these chord shapes, they're not getting in the way of the sound that you're after. Too many people will pick everything up and look at the book to see how to put their fingers. What you want to do is find the little shapes, find the shapes that are moving, and learn to move the two fingers at a time, or in this case only one, right? One's going to go back and forth flip-flop. When I want to go from the G to the D, it's still going to be the first two fingers, but I'm moving from the, what I like to call the G-C shape, to the A7 shape, or the separated shape. That's right, but I'm down on the D place. That's it, and my third finger is my anchor. Try that with that anchor, and I think that you'll find the movement from G to D to be a lot simpler. Thank you. Thank you very much. And I hope that's helpful. Have fun.